Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are back with another brand new Playmates Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire release. We've got ourselves another Godzilla, as this time we have Godzilla Energized. And this is fun because it's like the non-evolved version of Godzilla, the more traditional legendary style Godzilla. So that's pretty cool because most of the Godzillas in this line have, for the most part, been usually based on more of the evolved version, which is, you know, even the one we see in the packaging here. But it looks pretty fun for being a Playmates Godzilla. The only thing that I'm really seeing that I straight away am not a big fan of is just how muted the detail is, but the color looks kind of fun for what it is. And then if you take a look here at the back of the packaging, you can see again that we have, you know, a battle drone included. You can also get a look at the Godzilla, which I think looks a bit cooler here on the back of the packaging, more so than the actual figure itself does. And then down here you can see a whole lineup of other figures that are available currently from Playmates when it comes to the Godzilla X Kong figures, including Tiamat. I do remember seeing a Mothra that was coming out. I don't know why that's not available in this line. I haven't been following the line too, closely, so maybe that's a future wave. I'm not too sure. But again, the figure looks pretty fun, so let's pop it out of the box and check it out. So there is our energized Godzilla now out of the packaging and looking pretty interesting. Out of the packaging, I can definitely say one thing I'm not a big fan of is the fact that there's no color in the feet. Like, it really looks like he's just got, like, shoes on or something. And I really would have preferred to see this energized, in quotation marks, look through the entire figure. It's basically just a gray Godzilla, and they've applied a blue, very satin shine wash to it. And that's pretty much all they've really done for the figure overall. But it does have a unique look, very different than, any of the Godzillas, as far as the coloration goes anyway, that we've seen previously. So let's jump to a quick closer look and check it out from there. So one thing we don't need to do when it comes to this figure is actually review the sculpt. This is just a repaint. This is a sculpt we've had in the Playmates line before, and maybe even all the way back for the first Godzilla X Kong film. So it is a sculpt that we've seen in the past, and as per usual, when it comes to this sculpt, the detail is extremely muted. Like, the face really doesn't have much in the way of fine detail at all. The coloration of the teeth is a white, but as you can see, the teeth and the detail within those teeth is so poorly done you can't really make out individual teeth, so you basically just have like white paint running through, which looks really bad. You can see a pink for the tongue on the inside of the mouth, but that's really about it. You don't see any other coloration in there, and you don't really see any other detail in there. I don't remember if the jaw is articulated or not. It looks like it's supposed to be, possibly, but it's not working too well. You can see it's just kind of reopening, so maybe I have to hit that with like some hot water, cold water, and maybe it'll get it moving better. The eyes are painted with a blue, and they do have a black pupil, and then as you move down through the course of the figure, you can basically see what tone of gray we have going on with the figure in the face. The figure we had seen on the back of the box had more of a black or a very dark gray. This one has a bit of a lighter shade of gray compared to what you see on the back of the box, and as you move down, you basically just have a blue wash that's been applied to the figure, so it kind of creeps in and out of a lot of the grayish tones of the Godzilla, and that's pretty much all you really have going on when it comes to the coloration moving through. And you can see that that color has been added pretty much everywhere on the Godzilla, even moving down the course of the legs. I think it, specifically in the legs does look pretty nice. Like, really in this area, you can see how nice it looks creeping in and out of all of the skin texture of Godzilla. But then as you move down into the foot, you can see that has been completely neglected as far as the paint apps of the blue goes. It's just non-existent down there, so it looks super awkward. There's also no nail paint, which is also not really a good thing, so the figure overall has a bit of a cheapness to it when you actually take a look at it, and you have it out of the box. As you move out, you can see that blue wash kind of disappears after you get to this point. Once you move to the joint of the tail where it can articulate, where you basically have to connect the tail when you pull it out of the package, you can see the blue wash now does not exist on the figure, so it doesn't look too consistent. You can see we do have more blue moving along the back, following along the spines and stuff of Godzilla, but that's really about it as far as variation of color out there on the tail. Moving up into the spines of Godzilla, you can see they do have a very cool translucent translucent look to them at least. And, you know, some of them have more of a bluish translucent look. Some of them have more of like a very, very light bluish sort of tint to it, and mostly just a clear look. But they do look pretty fun overall, and honestly, that's about all you're going to see when it comes to this figure and the paintwork that it has. And another thing that's crazy about this figure is the fact that it actually has the injury here that you would see normally on the underside of the Godzilla. So if we bring in the original version, you can see that there's an injury right there where you can pull the skin off of it. You see the same thing on this one, but I actually can't get the skin off, so I don't know if that's even meant to be there. I feel like they just kind of like put that in there and solidified it inside the figure, and I don't know if it's even supposed to be removable. I did try pulling it off. I cannot get it off. I don't know if it's just stuck in there, but you can see it kind of looks like it's almost been sealed in there, and I don't know if that was done on purpose or not. I don't know if this wash is just kind of glued it in there sort of or what, but I can't really get that out or anything. So overall, if that's not meant to come out, that's very, very lazy on the part of Playmates. And if it is, that's still a little bit of a bummer because I can't really get that out of there. But overall, it is definitely not the best Godzilla in this line. And then, of course, we do also have this little, you know, battle drone, as they called it. Basically just looks like a little airplane that you can play with or display. There's not really any detail to it at all. In fact, it's completely smoothed out overall, so kind of a lame addition, but I guess it works for a Godzilla figure. As far as articulation goes for the figure, it's pretty much the same as you had last time around. The jaw is supposed to articulate, but it's not working too well right now. We do have a swivel in the neck, but it doesn't really work very well. You can see it kind of moves, but not a whole lot. Arm articulation forward and back. Leg articulation forward and back. Swivel possibly in the ankle. It's kind of stiff, so not really. And then the tail up, down, left, right, and can swivel. So kind of lackluster articulation on top of everything. And to show you that this is definitely the exact same sculpt as the previously released version of the Godzilla, you can see them now together. They are without a doubt the same figure, same tail direction, same positioning for the legs, arms, everything is the same. The detail actually might have looked a little bit better on the older one possibly, but overall I would say that that's pretty much all we really need to do. I don't think we need sizes, comparisons, anything, especially because this is a figure we've had previously. Honestly, not much can be said for this one. It's a very lazy figure from Playmates. Shockingly lazy, I would say. The sculpt is pretty lame overall. It wasn't really that great the first time around just because the detail is kind of muted on it and it doesn't really look that great. And the addition of the new coloration in certain areas looks pretty cool, but the fact that it doesn't really cover the entire Godzilla is kind of lame. And as a whole, I think the grayish tone they've given the body doesn't look that good. It would have looked better if it were the darker tone that we saw in the original, or even like we had seen on the back of the packaging. And again, just in general, I would say it's probably one of the least interesting of the entire Playmates line as a whole up until this point. But if you are interested, you can grab this from Walmart. That's where I grabbed it. Figured it would be fun to review for you guys, and honestly, in the packaging kind of looked a little more interesting than it is now that I have it out of the packaging. But also my son loves to complete his Godzilla collection, so at least this one can go to him and enter his collection and help him complete his Playmates line. But if you are interested, check your local Walmart. Hopefully it'll be there, and hopefully you can add it to your collection. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.